Hello, welcome to the first module in the Social Media Manager Static Pack. And this one, we're going to talk about the 7 truths of social media management. I hope you're ready. Get your notepad, get your whatever thing that you want, and get ready to take notes. And there's some things you need to know before choosing social media management as a career. And I call them the 7 truths that you must face before anyone starts out, whether you're a business owner, whether you're a social media manager, whether you're a 16-year-old, because I actually spoke about 16-year-olds here. The first truth is it takes time, it takes effort and strategy to manage social media. Yeah, you need to know that social media actually takes time, especially when it comes to social media management. It takes time to create strategies. It takes time to grow. It takes time to analyze. It takes time, and you have to put in the efforts to see the results. And it also takes strategy to manage social media, and strategy is always changing. So you need to know that it takes time, it takes effort, and it takes strategy to manage social media. The next truth you want to come to is a 16-year-old teenager cannot do the same fine job as a social media manager. So let me explain this a bit. So when I mean a 16-year-old, I mean maybe your daughter, somebody, probably if you're a business owner and you're watching this, maybe someone's daughter that posts fine pictures, or someone that just posts fine pictures on social media and has lots of followings and everything. It's not the same thing as being a social media manager. It takes so much more than that to actually be a social media manager. So now a 16-year-old cannot do the same fine job as a social media manager that's gone through the required training. The third thing is, to be good at social media management, you need skills beyond just posting. Social media management is not just about posting. Social media management is more than that. It deals with community management, content calendar creation, email marketing, graphic design, so much more. So to be good at social media management, you need skills that goes beyond just posting. And in a later part of this course, you're going to be learning the major skills that you should have as a social media manager. The fourth thing is job training is recommended by those who currently work in the field of social media management. So if you're currently working in the field, you need to be training yourself. You need to go for trainings, enroll in courses as you grow. It is very, very important to go through the required trainings as a social media manager. The fifth thing is, to start a new career in social media management, you need dedication and a desire to learn. If you're not ready to learn, you cannot grow in the field of social media management. So you need dedication, and you also need to be dedicated, because sometimes you will not feel like getting out of bed to manage your client's page or anybody, even your own page. So you need dedication and desire to learn. If it's money that's chasing you, please just rethink. You can go and look for a get-rich-quick scheme, because social media management is not that. The sixth thing is, you need to know that social media management are not required to work 24/7, and you should have a life outside work. I love relaxing. I love seeing movies. I love going out. So you should have a life outside work. So you should actually plan your time and know that any job that says you have to work 24/7 or be available 24/7 is a red flag kind of job. And the seventh truth is, whether you're a marketing intern or if you're applying for any internship, note that you have to be paid. You have to be paid. Marketing interns, everybody that's a social media manager requires to be paid. Those are the 7 truths of social media management. In conclusion, one of the most recurrent tasks social media marketers are expected to perform almost daily involves dealing with social media management tools. And among these things, we have organizing content and content calendars. You need to know how to organize content and create content calendars. There are different types of content calendars that exist. You need to know them. You need to know how to schedule posts. You need to know how to make use of a variety of social media networking. That means you need to know how to use Facebook. You need to know how to use Instagram. You need to know how to use Twitter. You need to know how to use TikTok. You need to know how to do these things. And also you need to know the right tools to manage your tasks, and as well as the mobile and desktop applications that make your life easier. There's so many that exist, and you need to know how to use this. In this module, we're going to be talking about getting started as a social media manager. And basically, I am going to be walking you through 4 ways by which you can get started as a social media manager. Let's get into it, shall we? There are 4 ways by which you can get started as a social media manager. The first one is internship. And this is a typical way people get started in a new career anywhere in the world, maybe in any field, not just social media management. If you want to do accounting or anything, most people just get started with internship. And social media management is no different. You get started via internship. If you're interested in working with a business as an intern, there's some questions you have to keep in mind before you start applying for internship. And this is the mistake I made when I started out. I did not keep these questions in mind or had no one to tell me what these questions were when I wanted to start. But you have me, so let's get into it. The first question you want to ask is, does this business have previous marketing interns? You want to ask them if they've had previous marketing interns, and if you can actually talk to those interns to know how the business functioned and how they treated them. It's always good to know before you end up in a toxic place. So you need to ask if they've had previous marketing intern. The second thing you want to do is ask how you'll be guided and mentored by who. Who is going to teach you? Who are you going to be mentored by? Because you're an intern because you want to learn. Who is going to guide you? Who is going to check your work? Who is going to mentor you? The third thing is you need to ask, what projects will you be working on? Because a lot of interns, when I was an intern, it wasn't easy for me. But they basically took us as errand girls and errand boys. So you need to ask, what projects am I going to be working on? The fourth thing you need to know is, what tools do you need to learn and access? So are they going to give you tools? I know I've heard of a story of an intern that they didn't give her any tools and they didn't give her access to the back end. So they expected her to judge from the view that everybody's judging from. They said you need to analyze Instagram, but they did not give her the password. And how is she supposed to do that? You need to know those words. The fifth one is, how long can you be expected to stay? How many months are you going to use? Of course, you want to know how long you're going to stay, how many weeks, how many months are you going to spend as an intern even if they want to eventually employ you as a full staff. You need to ask those questions. The sixth one is, what's the expected number of hours per week that you're going to spend? Because you have to ask this question, because when I was an intern, I actually went to work on public holidays. I worked weekends meaning Saturday, Sunday. I worked on Christmas Day. You need to ask, what's the expected number of hours per day or per week are you going to work? Also, how much will you be paid? Because yes, you deserve to be paid. Ask, how much will you be paid as an intern? Now, it is always a red flag, and it's very easy to spot if the company you want to work for does not have a set schedule, or you're expected to answer to social media responses after hours or on weekends. I always tell my students, I always tell social media managers, you shouldn't work weekends. Weekends should be for yourself. You don't have to work weekends. That's why you have scheduling pattern where you can schedule. So also, make sure you don't receive an hourly pay. Make sure you don't receive an hourly pay. Make sure it's a monthly fee, or you aren't informed exactly what's expected of you. It's always good to know what is expected of you as a social media manager or a social media intern. And to learn social media management while on the job, you would need a guide. If they don't give you a guide, then it's a red flag. A mentor or supervisor who is willing to invest time in you is who you need. You need someone who is going to teach you, someone who's going to check your work, someone who's going to spot your mistakes because you are an intern and you want to learn. The next one we're going to talk about, or the next way by which you can get started as a social media manager, is by having a marketing degree. With a marketing degree, you would be prepared for this role of a social media manager. I am not saying that with a marketing degree, you automatically become a social media manager. No, you're theoretically a social media manager. Let me explain. As previously mentioned under internships, some of the same questions still applies unless you've already worked at an agency or a small business while in college or in a university and have experience working on a marketing team. If you have a marketing degree and you've not interned with an agency or a business or a brand or a company, you are going to have to actually start from an intern, because a marketing degree doesn't qualify you to be a social media manager. If you have a degree in marketing, you will most likely be expected to create and execute campaigns, work in strategies, and so much more. Having a marketing degree is only a plus. You need to learn how to create, execute campaigns, work in strategy, because I don't think they teach that in marketing degrees, especially when it comes to social media management. Now, in addition to social media management, you may also be tasked with digital marketing, which includes analytics, Google ads, blog writing, Facebook ads, email marketing, and so much more. There's so much that comes with digital marketing, and There's so much more under the umbrella of digital marketing that might be applied that you may need to apply as a social media manager. Now, these things are included, especially when you're a freelancer. Freelancing is kind of like a very big ball game. Like you need to understand that apart from doing Google ads, apart from running analytics, Facebook ads, blog writing, email marketing, and every other shenanigans that comes with social media management, you also need to do some other things as a freelancer. Let me explain. Nothing says that you cannot put up a sign or make a website or become a freelance social media manager. That's what everybody does. Everybody just opens an Instagram account, a Facebook account, or a Twitter account and start calling himself a social media manager. It is mostly common on TikTok right now. However, you need more than social media management skills, especially if you're a freelancer, because freelancers are essentially business owners. You need to know how to run a business. These things include: one, you need to know how to create proposals, you need to know how to create social media strategy, how to draft contracts, how to pay for insurance, your billing and invoicing, your taxes, our tax management, and so much more. You're basically running a business as a freelancer. It takes more than the skills of social media management. You need to know the skills of being a business owner as a freelance social media manager. No, if you have the skills to be a social media manager, but not the skills to be a freelancer, you need to learn more about being a social media manager first. And you need to learn more about being a freelancer also together. It's kind of like you need to learn it simultaneously, because if you're going to start, you need, as you grow in your business, you have to learn how to balance the freelance world and the social media management to work together. When you're outsourcing as a freelance social media manager, you need to be able to draft contracts, draft invoices, because you're the one preparing everything, as opposed to someone that works in an agency. Because if you do not, you will run into many customer issues, as we see all the time, every single place, on every single where. I wouldn't say every single where, yeah. And if you go this route, you need more than just to be social media smart. You need to be business smart too. You need to be more than social media savvy. You need to be business savvy too. You need to learn what contracting tools will make your life easier, what invoicing tool will make your life easier, what workflow works for you. You need to figure that out. Next one, and the last one, is a lot of people that have a marketing degree or have worked in social media management for a while go on to become agency owners, and they have significant business experience, they have a marketing degree, or they've worked in an agency before as a marketing manager or a social media manager, and they've seen how it runs. That's why they started their own agency. And to succeed in this kind of business, you need to understand how marketing agencies work as well as how to scale, because you don't want to always remain. When I started alone, and now I have a team of 7. It was 7 on my team, plus me, that's 8. So you have to learn how to scale. And if an agency offers all social media and digital marketing related services, the agency will need to grow quickly, because you need someone doing graphic design, you need someone doing email marketing, you need someone running Google ads, you need an SEO expert. You will need to grow. These are the things you need to know when you want to start out as a social media manager. Do you want to work with an agency or start your own agency? Do you want to be a freelancer? Do you want to work with an agency? Do you have a marketing degree, or do you want to start as an intern? These are the 4 ways by which you can start in social media management. Welcome to another model, and in this model we're going to talk about how you can start a social media management business. It's a 10-step process I'm going to be walking you through, and we're going to be learning how you can start a social media management. So this 10-step process describes in general what it takes to become an effective social media manager, and it might include several additional mini steps. Get your pen, get your paper, get your notepad, open an empty note page on your phone, on your laptop, or anything, because it's time to learn. Let's get into it, shall we? The first step is to learn social media management. To begin with, your own social media account doesn't make you a social media manager. You managing your own social media page doesn't make you a social media manager. That's why not just anybody can be a social media manager. It is not enough to know how to use each platform to handle social media. It is more than that. You need to know how to create strategies. You need to know how to interpret results. You need to know how to create content calendars. You need to know how to deal with clients. You need to know community service. You need to know how to run ads. So the first step is to learn social media management. And a successful social media manager needs the following skills. Number one, you need to be resourceful. You need to know how to do research. You need to have organization skills. You need to be organized. You don't have to be everywhere. You need to be productive. You don't have to be busy. You have to be productive. You have to keep to time, know your tasks, know the tasks that you want to do, and make sure that you're clearing those task lists, you're clearing those to-do lists and hitting your goals. You have to have customer service skills. You have to know how to answer clients, you know how to answer DMs, you need to just have general customer service skills. You need to have copywriting skills because everything that we do on social media deals with copy. So you need to have copywriting skills. Other skills you need to have is you need to be prompt. Social media managers need to be prompt. You need to know when a post is going up, if you've scheduled a post and the caption didn't go up, how to quickly fix that. You need to be consistent as a social media manager for your clients. The clients always want to show up. That's why they got you. So you need to be consistent. You need to be creative. You need to know how to also curate, because creating and curating is not actually the same. You need to be flexible. So if something is not working or if there's an algorithm change, you need to know how to adapt easily. Like when Instagram introduced Reels all of a sudden, we had to learn how to adapt almost immediately. You need to have leadership skills. You need to be able to tell your client, and this is what will work, this is what would not work. So you need to know all these things. Although anybody can learn how to manage social media, not everybody comprehends the value of friendliness, importance of service, or business ethics. And this is what makes you a social media manager. You need to be friendly. You need to know the importance of service or your business ethics. And to succeed in this field, you must be well trained. Trust me, I'm also going through training. You must be well trained. You must always want to be better than you were yesterday. You must be a service-oriented individual. Don't always chase money, even though the money will come. Don't just learn social media management. Get certified. This might help you get your clients or convince your client that you actually know what you're doing. Certifications don't mean anything, because you can just sign up for free courses and get certified, and anybody can be a certified social media manager. You need to learn that. The second thing you need to know is, do you want to be a freelancer or do you want to work with an agency? It is very important to decide on what you want to do. For employees who are already employed and may be looking for a career change, starting as a freelancer is a great way to test the waters. I started from being an employee and became a freelancer. It's always very good to actually work with an agency before you think of becoming a freelancer, and because a freelancer is a business owner, so it's always very good to work with an agency first of all. And starting a social media management business as an agency is perfect for those who have previous management and leadership experience. For example, now in my church, I am like the head, so I have leadership experience. Even though it's in church, I know how well to start my own agency because I know how to manage people. So it's always very good to learn that. And running a social media agency requires a special kind of leader. You have to basically know everything, or else people are just going to just do your job anyhow. And not all social media courses and training teach you the business of social media management. You need to actually be careful about the courses you take, the courses you pay for, because not all of them actually teach you the business of social media management. The third thing you need to do is research social media niches. And I teach this in the basics of social media management. Is a course that you'll be getting an email about if this is your first time or if you're just starting as a social media manager. When it comes to niche, you have to choose carefully. You have to niche so that you're not just everywhere. You're not just taking every single business. It's always a very good idea to combine your current knowledge with your passion and also apply it to your social media marketing strategy. For example, if you have good Photoshop skills and you love animals, you can be a graphic designer for the veterinarians or animal stores or a zoo. Or if you're an expert in Facebook and you love people, you can be a community manager for Facebook groups. Or if you do video editing and you love outdoor, you can be a drone service for relators. If you're a food blogger and you love copywriting, you can be a content marketer for food businesses or anything. I'm sure you actually get the picture. So not everybody starts with a niche in mind. That's one thing you need to know. But it is always very good to niche. And you can discover your niche by trying your hands in different things. You don't have to completely niche down, but it's always very good to niche down so that you're not just everywhere and you don't take on any job. At other times, niches come and go and the focus shifts from B2B, that's business to business, to B2C, that's business to consumer, or from content management to community management. I had somebody that started with content management and has moved to niched completely down to community management. It is perfectly fine. It is perfectly fine to change your mind. Having a plan in place will help you focus better when you're searching for your first client, but it is actually not a requirement to get started. That's what I want you to know. The next thing you want to do is you want to define the target audience you want to serve. Are you serving your veterinarians? Are you a graphic designer for veterinarians? That's why it's always very important to niche. You need to decide who is it that you want to serve. Do you want, for somebody like me, I cannot serve musicians. I cannot serve financial companies because I cannot relate. You need to decide who is it that you want to serve. I can serve people in the beauty niche. I can serve people in the fashion niche. And this will help your future clients be in-person avatars as you also build yours. And this exercise will help you clarify the marketing messages you want to do and who exactly you want to serve. So for example, imagine me serving a musician. I don't have a favorite song. I just listen to songs at a particular time. Why I cannot serve musicians is because it will be very hard for me to create content for it. Imagine someone that loves animals or has a pet store and everything. It won't be easy for me because while fine, I might love pets, but it's not, I don't have a passion for it. Creating content might be really hard for me. So you need to define the target audience that you want to serve. The next thing you want to do is you want to figure out the product or the service that you're going to be offering. What are you going to be offering? Are you going to be offering graphic design? Are you going to be offering email marketing? What are the things that you're going to be offering? Once you know whom you serve, you will quickly discover what they want, but most importantly, what they need. So you need to discover, you need to ask yourself, what am I going to be offering these people? Am I going to be doing graphic designs for them? Am I going to be doing copyrights? And am I going to be offering email marketing service? Provide services and products that will solve the pain points of your clients. That's why they need a social media manager. You need to provide services and products that will solve their pain points. Services and products can be bundled together to actually serve a client. Note that your client comes to meet you for 5 main reasons. One, they want to save time. They don't want to be thinking of content ideas every single time. They want to enhance their social media efforts. They want to enhance their overall marketing efforts. They want to manage social media platform, and they also want to build an audience. It is not bad for clients to ask you, why is your page not growing? Because if you're doing everything right, the page should be growing. You need to understand that your clients want you to help them save time, enhance their social media efforts, enhance their overall marketing efforts, manage social media platforms, and also build an audience. The next thing you want to learn how to do when you're starting a social media management business is you want to create a social media strategic plan. A business plan, marketing plan, and even a social media strategic plan are necessary before you can be truly up and running. You need to have your own strategy before you actually start serving clients. If you don't measure, you can't grow. You need to know, what are your KPIs? What are the KPIs I'm going to use to measure my business? For example, I wake up and every single month I set goals for myself. Okay, so I want to hit so amount of followers this month. I want to have this. I want a reel that's going to hit. I want 2 reels to pass 10K views. That's my KPIs. You need copy. I want to make so amount of money. You need goals. You need KPIs, and you need a plan of actions to actually grow your business. So if you have set goals and KPIs, what plan of action do you want? So, for example, I want to hit 5K followers this month. So how am I going to hit that? Am I going to be posting reels? Am I going to post carousels that people are going to save? Am I going to create shareable content? Am I going to create savable content? Am I going to do IG reels? You need to know. If you don't measure, you can't grow. The next thing you want to do is you want to choose a social media management company name and register it. Now, a lot of people don't actually think about this. When you've actually chosen a social media manager, it doesn't just stop at creating a social media account. You need to buy a domain name for your website and lock it down. Make sure that you have the domain name. Even if you're not going to build the website now, make sure you just have it locked down. Someone else doesn't buy it and trademark it. And once you've decided on what you want, and if the domain name is available, buy the domain name. Setting up a business account also makes you look professional. Before I had a business account, I was always sending my personal account, and it didn't make me look professional. There was a day I applied to a company for a job, and they were like, they don't send money to a personal account, and I felt really bad, and I lost that job. You want to make sure that you have a business account when you secure all your names just before another person does it, and make sure you trademark it and register your business. The next thing you want to do, you want to set up a website and social media accounts. After you have a name and you have a business for a while, set up your social media profiles, set up your email addresses, set up your social media platform. Note, if you have a social media profile, make sure that your email address for your business is matching your social media profile. Don't use your personal email address. And once you have experience, or if you've worked in-house in the social media industry, you can include a portfolio on your website so that when people go to your website, when you started building it, you can also tell them that this is what and businesses that you've worked on. Describe the social media services you offer on your website, create links to your social media page, and begin posting content on your blog. It's time to let everybody know what you're up to. Let your current connections know that you've taken on a new career as a social media manager through social media posts. When you're posting to Facebook, Instagram, and other places, ask for referrals, but always make sure to offer value. Make sure that you're offering value at every point in time. Reach out to other social media managers, professionals, and experts. Who knows, you can collaborate. Learn how to do this right by also reading it. Also, you want to run Facebook ads for new clients to use your digital marketing skills. Just because you want to learn, just make sure that you do that. The last thing you want to do, you want to find new clients and grow your business every single day. And this is actually very important. How are you going to grow in? Please, please, please never stop prospecting. Never stop prospecting. Take action to learn, improve, provide, reach out, and grow every day. Get experience and make new connections. Trust me, it is very free to like, comment, and share posts. It's be genuine, be real, be interested in what you're doing, have a passion for it. And you can also start a conversation by asking for help. Trust me, relationships are formed through conversation, and you can form relationships on social media. Trust is built on relationship, and new opportunities arise every day from trust. Don't be scared. Just send a DM if you need help. Reach out to anybody, reach out for collaborations. The worst they can say is no. They're not going to kill you. Find new clients every day and grow your business every day. In this model, I am going to be talking to you or explaining where you can find clients near you, because you're going to first have to start from the clients that are near you. And this is like one of the most common problems that social media managers face. New social media managers. Where do I find clients? Balaji, where do I find clients? There is no magic about it. How do you find clients? The first thing you need to first do is your own work. And by own work, you should have a business plan. You don't need to have a very serious business plan. You just have to write out things that how your business is going to run. You can write it on a napkin, sir. And upon completion, it should both terrify you and inspire you, as well as it should clarify every aspect of your business. Like, for example, how many hours do you want to work in a day? How many do you want to work on weekends? For someone like me, I don't work on weekends. I don't even reply DMs on weekends. You should clarify the different aspects of your business. And your business plan should answer the following questions about how you grow your business, either online or in person. Market research, you'll learn how many small businesses exist in your city and your town. Start around you, start local. How many small businesses in your niche, the niche that you've chosen, exist around you or in your city or in your region or in your town before you now go global or abroad. The strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Run a SWOT analysis, and this will help you identify your business passions, your strengths, and in turn leads to the identification of the right clients that you should have. Your business plan should contain your market research, your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of your business, like passions and strengths, identification of right clients, your strategic plan. And in addition, a mix of strategies will tie together your business plan. For example, you want to use a particular social media platform. You want to combine efforts like attending events and connecting with your contacts on LinkedIn, or if you want to maintain your efforts online, you want to attend the events or Instagram lives so that you can connect with the people around you. Make sure that you complete your own work. Write a business plan today. The next thing you want to do is you want to use Instagram at the local level. For example, I see a lot of people open an Instagram page and you go global. First, start locally. Instagram has been the easiest for me to find local clients. Instagram is a very powerful social media management tool and has 1 billion users and has some specific features that makes finding clients very easy. Number one, it helps you keep track of your locations and help you to check in on them regularly. A lot of people make posts without posting their locations. Tag your locations. It helps people who are looking for you find you there. The Instagram app does not allow you to follow locations yet, but you can check in on them and see the posts and interact with those particular locations. Be sure to follow local hashtags. Social media manager in Nigeria, social media manager in Lagos. Use those hashtags so that when people are looking social media manager in Berger, in Nigeria, in Georgia, they can find you. Why you can't follow areas, you can follow hashtags for now. And in my experience, every city or region has an hashtag. Make sure to find it and follow it. Make sure you know all the popular hashtags for the local areas. Do a research. Make sure you know all the popular hashtags for every single local area. Once you're on these platforms, make sure you start exploring. In some regions, small business owners who offer a niche product or service may also use a custom hashtag, which may be relevant to your audience. Make sure you start exploring these platforms, and you will find and refine these efforts once you start exploring and you start seeing who you're connecting to and what people are posting. Once you start noticing, okay, this is what social media managers in Lagos post, or social media managers in Georgia, or social media managers in UK post, you're going to start refining your effort and exploring and seeing who and who to connect with, who and who to are going to start finding you. Basically, you're going to start getting clients. The next thing you want to do is you want to find clients using Twitter lists. A lot of people don't know that this is where you can find clients, and most people underutilize Twitter lists. For example, you can create a list of influencers for small businesses. You can see the businesses that you're targeting, retweet, who they engage with, which also includes your ideal clients, and you engage with them directly. Make sure that you're setting this Twitter list to private so that it's only you that can see it. You can create a Twitter list of only business owners. Make use of keywords, and your tweets will become more effective if you include keywords with them. You can do more research about that. And if you create a Twitter lead list, like probably businesses you want to pitch to, make sure it is set to private, because you may lose these leads and prospects if everybody has access to them. The next thing you want to do, you want to engage influential people. Even if the influential people are not your ideal clients, they'll put you one step away from them. The influencer you know, or the influencer you like, or the influencer you trust will help you bridge the gap, help you build familiarity and trust towards conversion. Engage with their content, like, share, post, interact with them, interact with their posts. And the influential person might include officials elected to office, board of directors, mentors for local businesses, organizers of events, or simple nano influencers that exist. And you can meet in person, chat on social media, or even meet at an event. Make sure to engage influential people. Next thing you want to do is you want to use Facebook groups, but be careful. I see a lot of people miss it. You don't just join a Facebook group and start selling yourself. Social media is a reflection of real life, just in case you don't know. It has a real purpose. Create a sense of community. Be social on social media. Connection, coming together is what people crave for. People crave for a connection. If you don't connect to me on an emotional level, I will not buy from you. Groups work so well, and rise of Facebook groups has been on the increase lately. So you want to make sure that you use Facebook the right way. So how can you leverage Facebook? Number one, you can start by doing a Facebook search for your city, for your business, and click the group tab and see what comes up. So you can search for Facebook groups. The second thing you can do is you can become referable by getting to know people. That's where becoming social actually comes in. Although opportunities will be posted, it's great that you also recommend products or services, and a referral is always a better option. Make sure people can refer you with confidence. That's why interacting is very important. Also, actively engage, but don't be salesy or spammy in Facebook groups. Yes, everybody's in business and you want to sell your product or your services. However, don't be too salesy and don't be too spammy on Facebook. There are many people who join groups just to promote themselves, but what's the point of trying to sell in a group where nobody will buy? That's because you're being too salesy. Get social. You need to get local, learn about your neighbors and about the businesses in your areas, hashtags and opportunities. Trust me, you have a gold mine of business in your background. In this module, we're going to be talking about the most frequently asked question: what do I do as a freelance social media manager? A lot of people don't know where to start from, so I am here as your guardian angel to tell you what the job of a freelance social media manager is. The first thing you need to know is freelance social media managers are business owners. You own your business. As a freelance social media, it is important to remember this at all times. But most importantly, remember it when you're meeting with prospective clients or budding new ones. When you use your own business, you will bring a portfolio and case study instead of a CV or resume. For example, my portfolio is my Instagram page. Anybody that sees my Instagram page definitely knows what I'm doing. I don't need to submit a CV or a resume. And this is needed for you to actually land clients. Meeting with potential business clients and business meetings are not interviews, but basically discovery sessions. They are not interviews. It is important that you have discovery sessions with your clients. For those who are new to business ownership, it requires also a mindset shift. It is always crucial to get it from right from the start. But if you don't get it right from the start, that's okay. Lastly, you as a freelancer need to decide what you work on, when to work on it, and whether you want to accept the job or not. I am the kind of person that once I say that a client is already stressing me, I'll be like, okay, no, can I recommend somebody to you? I don't take it. Freelancers sometimes fire their clients too, and you need to come to terms with firing clients. Social media managers guide their business owners. One of your responsibilities is to help business owners make marketing decisions for their company. So if a business owner says, oh, I don't know how to go about this, your job is to help them make those decisions. You are hired to represent the small business or the corporation or the company or the brand and manage their online presence. And you are in charge of all their social media accounts or the ones that they give you access to. In essence, your job is to become a business consultant for that brand, a social media business consultant for that brand, and help them to understand the big marketing picture and develop a marketing plan that also works with that picture or that goal. And your job is also to align their social media goals to achieve the business goal, the big business goals that they want to achieve. Next, you want to learn how to create social media marketing strategies. Marketing plans, marketing strategies are created by freelance social media managers or any kind of social media manager. You cannot create the right type of content to reach goals and objectives without a clear plan of action. You need to have a clear plan of action. And this written plan should include a competitor analysis, a social media audit, keyword research, and a plan to move forward in the next 6 to 12 months. Or you can make it 3 to 6 months. It should also include recommendations for social media platforms. Always have marketing plans. And trust me, you'll be writing this marketing plan as a social media manager from business to business. And no two marketing plans, no two social media strategies are ever the same. The next thing you want to do is you create content. Your job is to create content. Your day-to-day activities includes overseeing the content creation process. And the content creation can start from content creation or content curation. And in this process, you can start off with good ideas, move on to team talks, management, work with the graphic designers or work on the graphic designs, work with the content calendar, finalize content approval, schedule the content, and make sure it goes out. You're basically working on a content creation process. That's your job as a social media manager. The next thing that you're going to do or take as your job is community management and customer service. You're going to be replying DMs, you're going to be replying comments. Despite not being hired to provide customer service, social media managers are often the face of the business on social media. You're going to be setting up a plan for customer service. Reputation management is also very important. There should be a procedure in place to notify the business owner or appropriate employee when questions, inquiries, and complaints arrive in the inboxes. So if you cannot answer some questions, make sure you notify the business or the brand that, okay, this is what is happening, or this is what I got in the DMs or an email, and notify them so that they can actually give the appropriate answers and appropriate responses. Thus, social media managers are the link between businesses and consumers. Community management is another service that is offered. So it's complementary to social media management and it can be carried out simultaneously. Note, community managers engage audiences online on behalf of clients. And most people that do community management actually do for Facebook group, LinkedIn groups, and maybe Twitter groups or anything, or Clubhouse rooms. The next thing you want to note is social media managers analyze data. As a social media manager, you're responsible for content creation, creating monthly schedule reports to present to clients. That's part of your monthly schedule of your job. You're to analyze that. Once you know that, okay, once at the end of every month, you're supposed to analyze what's working, what's not working. You need data for your clients. You should also schedule a 15 to 30 minutes monthly meeting to provide data reports and explain things to them. Let them know that, okay, this video that you said we should post did not work. Let's do something else, or let's post more reels this month and everything. It is always very good to report to your clients. Social media managers are not responsible for sales. What is not part of your job at social media? Selling, sales, responsibility for sales. It is not part of your job, except if you are in charge of every single thing in marketing. The best way to prevent this misunderstanding is to always have a conversation about goals and expectations with your clients. Make this part of your strategic planning session. You need to have this conversation about goals, expectations as part of your strategic planning session. A social media manager cannot be held responsible for sales unless you're in total control of the sales tools and have access to their website, landing pages, Facebook ads, and all the sales copy like email marketing, flyers, PPT, etc. If you're not responsible for that, you are not responsible for sales. Let your clients know from the strategic point from your discovery session that you're not responsible for sales. Although your job as a social media manager is to drive traffic to the landing page or website, and if the clicks don't convert, that's a sales issue, not your issue. You've done your part. Once you drive traffic you create visibility. That's your job. Your job is to boost sales, not make sales. Clearly state what you are and what you are not to your clients. Let them know, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I stand for. This is what my job is. This is what my job is not. So that you don't have clients that, I don't want to say terrible, but you don't have unsatisfied clients at the end of the day. We're going to talk about what are the private social media management skills that you need to have. So like I said, get your pen, get your notepad, because we are about to learn. So let's go into it, shall we? The first one is copyright. To be a successful social media manager, you must have excellent copywriting skills. As social media manager, you are not only expected to write social media posts and blog articles, but also a variety of other pieces. When you write, you're sharing. Women's nature is to share things, thoughts, opinions, ideas, gist, gossip. Our job is to share. So make no mistakes. Whenever you write and publish online, you should always also avoid grammatical errors. Especially that's why you have Grammarly, we have word check, we have spell check, we have so many tools that you can use. So copywriting, everything we do on social media is copy. You must have good copywriting skills. Second thing is math. You know, all those things that we learned in school, they didn't go to waste. You need to be proficient with math in order to read, interpret, and explain ROIs, especially in ad campaigns. You need financial accountability and responsibility. You need to be able to know how much to spend on a particular ad. When it comes to ads for Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, Twitter ads, Google ads, Pinterest ads, every single platform now even has ads. Even TikTok has ads. You need to know how to calculate how much you're going to spend. You need to understand some of these very basic concepts about math. One thing you need to have is creativity. You need to be creative. You must be able to come up with ideas for marketing campaigns, social media posts, blog articles, web content, and so much more. Trust me, it will be very easier to manage social media if you have additional skills in graphic design, photography, videography, and creative writing. That means you don't have to outsource and spend more money once you already have this. You have to be creative. You have to be creative, and you don't have to be boring. You have to be creative and have fun, a fun creative that is also intelligent. Trust me, you will never be a true content creator and inspiration if you lack creativity. That's the truth. Next thing is you need to know how to communicate when you're working with your clients, your bosses, anybody, fellow social media managers, people you want to collaborate. You need to know how to communicate. The reputation of a business or a brand falls on your communication skills. You need to know how to communicate. You need to set clear expectations and clear boundaries with your clients. And that's why a discovery session and a strategic planning session is very important. Social skills is very, very important. Trust me. Lucia Ball says, ask a busy person to do something for you. The more you do, the more you can accomplish. The truth is, social media managers do a lot. We wear lots of hats. We do. And any individual that is interested in a career in social media management, you need to have good organization skills. The more clients and the more social media platforms you manage, the better organized you need to be. Task management tools like Asana, Slack, even it's Google Docs. I use Google Docs because why not? It's free and it makes it easy for me. Trust me, when your tasks are organized, they will eventually fall through the cracks, and without specific goals, you will never know when you've reached your destination. So you need to have a destination in mind. I use tasks to monitor the tasks for the day and everything. Trust me, you need to be organized as a social media manager. Also, you need to know how to sell, please. You need to be proficient in selling. Most social media managers despise sales. In order to be an effective social media, you must be selling. You have to sell yourself, sell your services, sell your products, sell your goods. The ability to sell one's unique ideas and creative campaigns outlines you as an essential team member. Persuasion is an art that you need to learn. You have to be willing to sell at every point in time. But you also, when you know how to sell, you also know when you're becoming to sell. Sell features and benefits, but never the product or the service. And last but not least, you need to be strategic and think analytically. Strategical and analytic thinking is very important. A social media management skill set must also include strategic and analytic thinking. Why? Because social media is a marathon. It is not a sprint. You get to see others. You get to pass the baton from one point to the other. Social media requires long-term planning in order to be successful. It requires strategic and analytical thinking. Every business plan or every business you're working with should create a written social media strategic plan. You should have a 3-month goal, a 6-month goal, a 12-month goal. You should actually have it before you now start having a 1-year plan, a 5-year goal and everything. Social media managers, CEOs, marketing departments should also all be involved in the creation of a plan. If you're creating a social media strategic plan for a business, you don't create it alone, create it with a client. Trust me, your goals must be set, you must follow your objectives, and it is always necessary to create detailed strategic moves, campaigns, and content calendars to implement your plans. That's why I always work with content calendars. And to succeed in anything, including social media management, you need vision. If you don't know what your vision is, you're not going to succeed. We've come to the end of this free training. Yes, I hope with this particular training, I've been able to convince you, and not to confuse you, that social media management is actually a very good career choice. Bye.